Welcome to the Mind Body Manifest podcast. I'm your host, Laura Gilly, certified mindset and manifestation coach, yoga and meditation teacher, and wellness retreat leader. This podcast is your go-to space for all things spirituality, subconscious reprogramming, manifestation, personal development, and entrepreneurship. I'm here to help ambitious women and female leaders like you step into your fullest potential so you can impact the world with your unique gifts and create the life of your wildest dreams. Each week, we'll dive deep into soulful conversations, actionable strategies, tools, and mindset shifts that will help you up-level your reality and create success from the inside out. So if you're ready to elevate your mind, heal within, and manifest unstoppable success, you're in the right place. Let's go. Welcome back to the Mind Body Manifest podcast. I'm your host, Laura, and today I want to talk about an important part of manifesting that I think can be overlooked, and that is the role of the nervous system and how it works with the subconscious mind to create your reality. Because you've likely heard a lot about the role of your mindset in manifesting and how it's important to have a positive mindset and to reprogram your subconscious fears and your limiting beliefs that keep you stuck. But are you aware of how your nervous system affects your manifestations? So there's a few things I want to touch on today. First of all, what is your nervous system? Let's just break that down so you have a general understanding here. Basically, it helps all parts of your body to communicate. It's a pretty important factor. And its main roles are to receive information from your environment through your senses and then initiate appropriate responses through your emotions. So it's sending messages back and forth to your brain. It helps to initiate movements, thinking, learning, your memory, and it also regulates your breathing, your heart rate, your digestion, and your blood pressure. And with it doing all of that, it basically controls your overall well-being and how you're feeling. Because when your nervous system is dysregulated, it can cause a variety of mental health problems or symptoms like feeling anxious or having PTSD, depression, insomnia, like poor attention span, poor memory, addiction, and just generally feeling exhausted. And some of the main contributors to having a dysregulated nervous system come from trauma and chronic stress. And here's what's really important for you to know. Your body memorizes trigger points, wiring them in so that when you encounter a similar situation, you react in the same way, even if the current experience isn't as severe. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say that when you were 13 years old, you stood up in front of the class to share something and someone made fun of you and just completely embarrassed you in front of everyone. And this likely did two things. One, it could have created this limiting belief, this subconscious fear that it's not safe for you to be seen or heard. And therefore, throughout your life, you've then maybe encountered other situations that have reflected this fear, this limiting belief back to you and ingrained it even more into your subconscious. So your subconscious, like the RAS part of your brain, the reticular activating system part of your brain, starts to look for proof that whatever you believe is true. And so if you have that subconscious belief, it's not safe for me to be seen or heard, then it's going to create more situations and look for proof that prove you right. And two, it could have wired into your nervous system a fight, flight, fawn, or freeze response. So that anytime in the future you encounter a similar situation, even if it's not as severe as like being made fun of in front of the whole class, it triggers that same response in your body. So let's say that now you're in your 20s or your 30s or whatever, and you're a new entrepreneur. you're building your business online and you've got this big vision for impacting the world and you're super confident in your gifts and your skills and what you have to offer and you're excited to start taking action. But for some reason, you keep hitting these blocks. You procrastinate when it comes time to film yourself on video, or your heart starts racing when you want to hit send and on posting a new reel. This is your dysregulated nervous system that's been wired into your body from the time you were 13 and stood up in front of those people and got made fun of. And even though you may have already done a lot of mindset work, like you could be, so many manifestation coaches and teachers, I think, talk a lot about mindset work and the subconscious mind, including myself. So if you've been doing the mindset work and repeating affirmations to yourself, but your body doesn't feel safe being seen or heard, you are going to self-sabotage your desire. You will energetically repel the desire from you. And I have learned this because I used to just teach about mindset work. And I've realized that the mind and the body are so intrinsically connected that you cannot just do mindset work. Like you have to do the somatic embodiment work as well, because they go hand in hand. Now, your body holds on to emotions from your past until you can finally process and release them. And this is why it's so important. Like you have to do the somatic body work because your body will hold on to those trapped emotions, which will cause those nervous system responses that end up like self-sabotage. You think a thought and the body automatically responds through your emotions. So I want you to just try this little practice with me, okay? If you are not driving and you have a place you can close your eyes, I just want to guide you through this so that you can actually experience the mind-body connection. Okay, close your eyes and imagine you're opening your fridge door. Or just see yourself opening the fridge door. You feel the cool air brush your face. You see a bright yellow lemon and you take it out and you cut into it. And I want you to cut it into quarters and then bring a piece up to your mouth. You smell the sweet, sour citrus. Now take a bite into that juicy lemon. And I want you to notice how your body responds. Did your mouth water? Did it pucker up? Probably. Did your body tense up like it was scared? Probably not, unless you've had some traumatic experience eating a lemon. I don't know. But this likely felt like a safe, common experience for you because you know what a lemon tastes like. So your body, your nervous system, will always tell you whether it feels safe receiving your desires by the way it responds and reacts to situations, imagined or real, doesn't matter. And just like the subconscious mind, your nervous system is designed to protect you from anything that it perceives as a threat. And anything that's perceived as a threat is really anything that's outside of your comfort zone, anything that is normal for you. I'm doing air quotes. Even if it's not what you want, but it's what you're used to. Okay. Does that make sense? So anything that's outside of like your common, what you're used to, what's comfortable, what's normal for you could be perceived as a threat, which means anything you've never experienced before, like your goals, your desires, the things you've never experienced can likely feel like a threat to your body. Ooh. I hope you're taking notes. So the key is not just to get your mind on board in believing that it's possible, but it's also getting your body to feel safe having that experience. I'm going to talk more about this in a minute, but I want to touch on this. There's always a subconscious fear or a limiting belief that's tied to the nervous system response. So if you're not sure what your limiting beliefs are, if you feel like you've been procrastinating or overworking, or you just keep hitting these blocks, you're unclear, you're not sure why things aren't happening for you, and you don't know what your limiting beliefs are. And here's the kicker. Most of your limiting beliefs are subconscious, which means you're not aware of them. Your actions are going to tell you that there are subconscious limiting beliefs or fears. So take a look at the way you've been reacting to things and your actions, okay? A dysregulated nervous system will respond by going into the fight, flight, fawn, or freeze. So let me give you some examples of this. If you are manifesting money, a certain dollar amount, a success goal, something money related, if your nervous system feels unsafe having that desire, that experience, if your body goes into fight mode, it will look like this. You might be hustling, trying to control everything, like having to do everything yourself, overworking, going into perfectionism, like you're almost stuck in too much masculine energy to try and protect yourself from failing. Okay. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe and you go into flight mode, it might look like procrastination, avoiding looking at your numbers in your business or avoiding looking at your bank account. You'll get stuck doing busy work to avoid the pressure of success. Or if you go into fawn mode, it might look like people pleasing rather than speaking your truth. So that might be you don't ask for a raise, or it could be you scroll Instagram, but you avoid talking on camera to grow your business, or you avoid starting your spiritual business or talking about your spiritual gifts because you're afraid of being judged or seen. A freeze situation would be like you get a really big financial win and then something happens to take it away. Like you experience a roller coaster in your finances, or it could be a roller coaster in your motivation. Like 1 week or 1 month, you're super motivated and you're taking action and you're doing all the things. And then the next week, you're just like freeze. Or freeze response could be you tense up and you totally freeze whenever you get a bill in the mail, or you just completely have a hard time taking action towards your goals despite wanting to. So you find yourself just stuck in freeze mode, like you're not moving at all. Okay. So check in with yourself. Did any of those, if you're a business owner or you have career goals, did any of those resonate with you? These are nervous system responses that are tied to fears and limiting beliefs like, I don't feel safe with money, or I can't be trusted managing that level of wealth, or I'll have to sacrifice what's important to me to be successful, or I have to do it all to make sure it's done right. Do any of these sound familiar? And they may not be conscious thoughts that you're having, but they could be subconscious limiting beliefs and fears that are causing those sabotaging actions. Okay. And if your nervous system doesn't feel safe, it's going to sabotage your desires through procrastinating, hiding, overworking, controlling, etc. And the same goes for no matter what you're manifesting. If you're manifesting love or your dream partner, if your nervous system feels unsafe with love, even though you consciously want it, it will show up through things like overanalyzing every single text, or you have a hard time being intimate, like opening up and sharing intimately with someone. Like, even though they could be the perfect person for you, you push them away when they start to get too close. Or it could be settling for less than you want or know you deserve, attracting partners that don't treat you well and staying in it longer than you should, or trying to control everything in the relationship because that's the only way you feel safe. And so the subconscious limiting belief that could be tied to those actions are things like, I'm not worthy of lasting true love, or I have to control in order to feel safe in love. Okay, so do you see how the mind and the body are always working together? The subconscious limiting beliefs will show up through your nervous system responses. So you can't just reprogram the subconscious mind and work on a positive mindset. That is an important, super important part. But you have to also get the nervous system on board to feel safe having your desires too. And when that happens, you are able to hold the expansion of wealth. You're able to make more money without losing it. You're able to attract the right partners in and hold on to healthy relationships. You're able to lose the weight and eat healthy and stay in that dream body, feeling happy and good in your body without self-sabotaging it. Do you see how regulating the nervous system and reprogramming the mind help you to have it all? So let's talk about how do we do that? Okay, like that's great, Laura, but how do we do that? Well, you normalize it in your body. Normalize your desires in your body. You cannot be separate from whatever it is that you desire. Because as I've talked about this before, your reality is just a mirror reflection of your internal beliefs. So if you feel separate from money, separate from love, I'm trying to get what I don't have, I lack what I want, you will always be chasing. You will, because your reality is just going to mirror back to you more lack. So you have to be what you desire. You have to feel it in your body. You have to feel safe having it. You have to make it so familiar, so normal in your mind and in your body before you have it, that it just feels like it feels so safe that it's just normal. When you feel whole, complete, loved, like you are everything and you don't need anyone else to complete you, you will attract the dream partner and be able to maintain that fulfilling relationship rather than sabotaging it or attracting someone just to fill a void. When you feel grateful for everything that you have, you feel wealthy and rich in life, despite what your external circumstances are telling you and showing you. When you trust yourself with money, you will attract the money you desire without sabotaging it. It just effortlessly happens because your energetic frequency is saying, I feel safe. I've normalized this. Do you see how, does this make sense? So everyone and everything in your reality is just a mirror reflection of who you are internally, of what you believe about yourself and the world around you. You attract what you are. And this is why I teach you how to shift your self-concept on an identity, mind, body level. So if you feel like you are experiencing a lack of clarity or you're feeling stuck or it's just hard to reach your goals, I want to encourage you to apply for one-on-one coaching, because this is what I go deep into with my clients. I create custom subconscious reprogramming and custom nervous system regulation tools for my one-on-one clients. And if this is calling to you, if you feel like you want support in achieving your goals and manifesting the life that you truly desire to have, just go to the show notes, fill out the application, and we can hop on a short call to connect if you'd like. I'm also opening up the embodied membership later this month that will give you all the tools and resources to get clear on your goals, to reprogram your subconscious mind and regulate your nervous system so that you effortlessly manifest them into your reality without the hustle, without the self-sabotage. And it walks you through my 5-step proprietary method for manifesting anything. And it's what I've used to shift my entire life from the identity of a corporate warrior, like struggling financially, struggling in my relationships, to being a highly sought after entrepreneur, from being shy and having like a fear of public speaking to being a leader, speaking at events, hosting sold out retreats, manifesting my dream partner, having a pain-free childbirth, like so much more. So much has manifested in my life from doing this work. And I know that if it's possible for me, it's 1000% possible for you. So some of my favorite ways to regulate your nervous system, to feel safe having your desires, are through EFT tapping, breath work, and visualization meditations or hypnosis. Visualization is a really powerful tool because your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. Your body reacts to whatever you see in your mind or in real life. And you saw that just based on the lemon demonstration that you did. So when you visualize your dream reality, you visualize yourself experiencing one of your goals, it begins to feel normal in your body because the more you see it, the more you believe it, right? How often are you like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it? Well, you can do that through visualization. Just repetition. Keep visualizing the types of experiences you want to have and get specific with it and have fun with it. At the very end of this episode, in just a moment, I'm going to guide you through a little process to help you through that. Okay. Now, EFT, I've talked about this before on the podcast, but EFT is a really powerful tool for regulating your nervous system because it helps release trapped emotions, energy, stuck energy from your body that cause those fight, flight, fawn, or freeze responses. Okay. And then breath work is powerful because it stimulates the vagus nerve, which is that part of the parasympathetic nervous system that allows you to energetically relax and calm and come back to your center. It helps you to relax around the things you desire, the money, the love, the success, the body, like food, eating, all of those things. It just puts you back into that centered state so that you can respond rather than react to things that would normally trigger you. Okay. And here's the other thing. When you feel triggered, you tend to draw more situations. When I say triggered, I mean like emotionally charged. You tend to draw and attract more situations to you that stimulate that same type of response within you. So the key is to neutralize and not react in the moment. And breath work is a great tool for that because it's so simple. Slow exhales, diaphragmatic breathing, like I talked about in the last episode, helps bring you back to your centered state so you don't react. You can just respond to whatever's happening. Okay. All right. So before we end this episode, I want to guide you through a little process to help you have a breakthrough. Okay. Let's try this together. I want you to think about a goal that you have, whether it's money related, body related, relationship related, whatever. Think about a goal that you have. Close your eyes and just repeat it to yourself a few times. Really think about this goal. And I want you to then tune in and notice how your body responds. Is there any tightness or restriction in your body? Do you feel heavy or light? Does it feel true? Or does it feel like so far out there, you're kind of like lying to yourself? Did your body tense up? Or does it feel comfortable and easeful? Like, ooh, yes, this is true for me. So just check in, no judgment, just notice what you feel. And if you felt any resistance or tension to that thought, your nervous system doesn't quite feel safe having that yet. So if you felt anything other than ease, which is okay, right? It's okay to recognize it. If you felt anything other than ease, tune into that part of your body and ask that part of your body, that part of you, what it wants to say. And then just start tapping on your chest as you repeat out loud or to yourself whatever that part wants to say. And just keep tapping and allow whatever thoughts or emotions want to come out. Give that part of you a safe space to be heard. And keep tapping until you feel like you've allowed it enough time to process. And then I want you to speak to that part of you as your higher self. Keep tapping and tell that part of you what it needs to hear to release the emotions and the fears to feel safe. And once you feel complete, just take a few slow, deep breaths in, filling up the belly, bringing it all the way to the top of your chest, and slowly exhaling for a count of 5. Just do that a couple of times, checking in with yourself. And how do you feel now? So when you allow the parts of you that don't feel safe to be heard, to be expressed, you release the emotional charge. It's like you're integrating all parts of you to allow them to be there. When we reject the parts of ourselves that are, holding on to fear and limiting beliefs, it's like what you reject tends to continue to persist. But when you allow it in, when you integrate it into who you are, just allow it, the space to be there, you give it enough space to kind of disintegrate all of the charge, the emotional charge, the blocking energy. Hopefully that was helpful for you. If you want to take this a step further, you can visualize yourself living out your vision or your goal. and make it as real as possible in your mind, inviting in all of your senses, and be specific. So let's say you have a goal to make a certain amount of money. What would be an ideal situation? How would you actually be spending your time, or how would you be celebrating with that amount of money? Like, you don't need to just see it in your bank account. What would be a fun experience that you would want to have where you would be spending that money? So let's say maybe you visualize yourself taking your partner or your closest friends out to dinner to celebrate, and you pay for the whole bill just because you can. Or come up with something that you want to experience in the future and normalize it in your mind and in your body through that visualization. Okay, that is all for now. I hope this episode gave you a breakthrough or some big aha moments. If it resonated with you, please share it with a friend and write a review. I read all of their reviews, and it truly means so much to me to hear your kind words. So I love you so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Mind Body Manifest podcast. I hope today's episode brought you clarity, inspiration, and some powerful takeaways. If you loved what you heard, don't forget to share it with a friend who could use this message. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'd also love for you to rate and review the show. It helps get this message out to more amazing women just like you, and I truly appreciate every single bit of your support. Until next time, keep elevating your mind, healing within, and manifesting your most abundant life.